So there's a quote in our magazine from an opposing coach. Again, take it for
Uh,
what it's worth. It's from an opposing coach. And it basically says they have a culture issue. It shows on the sidelines. Ultimately, they're always going to have guys you want on your roster, you wish you have, but they can never make it click and get to Atlanta. If it doesn't click
mhm.
and they don't get to that 9 or 10 wins, and again, because they've got all the pieces you mentioned, what is the reason if they stay back at where they were last year, they don't show any progress? What is the reason that you would describe as why that would happen? Like why would that happen?
Well, my first thing, and I saw that quote because people, like, look, I think there's a culture problem when you go 5-7 and you lose a bunch of close games and you have guys, like I saw it on the sideline. I mean, like go watch a losing sideline where a team goes from preseason top 10 to 5-7 and find me a sideline. It wasn't like there were fights going on. And look, we saw what happened on TV with the sleeves and Jimbo and Moose in that game. Like it's real easy to say that. And I don't disagree and little things, and I don't want to spend all day going into it, but just little things like I talk to people that tell me when things are bad. That's the one common misconception of me because people just see me on Twitter, and I'm like going to go to bat and defend against people that I just think, are popping off. And if I have a few minutes, I'll go spar with them for fun. But they don't understand that we sit here and talk about this. And when I do go talk to sources or whatever, I wouldn't be worth a damn if I only talked to sources that pump sunshine. I've been doing this for actually 25 years now, and I have my people that tell me it's bad, and this guy is a bad teammate, or this guy's a great teammate, or this coach is doing nothing. I get all of it, and to a man, people, even the negative side of the glass half empty types that I talk to, are like, it's noticeably different. The energy at practice, the attitude of the kids, what they're required to do in terms of just little things like coming to workouts with the shirts tucked in and everyone wearing the exact same thing. And I don't know when it got away from that, but it did. And to Jimbo and that staff's credit, they recognized an issue and they've brought it back. And I think a lot of the guys that left, I think the kids that stayed, particularly in that recruiting class, where so many of them stayed, which no one talks about, I think they said, this is us. This is our team. Like the guys that left, let them go. And the culture and attitude is improved. I don't disagree with what that guy said, the coach, but I also think, yeah, go watch a sideline that goes 5-7 when they thought they were going to go to the playoff or whatever they thought in that locker room, and show me a good sideline energy and show me a bunch of happy campers, coaches and players alike. So if it doesn't work, Braden, do I think it's necessarily culture? No, I think it would be more their performance on the field. I think it would be, if it didn't work, I think a lot of it would have to do with two things. I think the O-line would underperform again, which would be a real problem for not only Steve Adazio, but for Jimbo, right. the whole thing.
Right.
O-line's, to me, the single biggest key because they have a chance to be good. But if they're not good and you have a young QB and a new, like, it's a problem. And you have such skill talent. So I think if it didn't work, it would be because of the O-line and because of the defense. If Durkin lives in a three-man front too much again and they can't stop the run, you mentioned that. If those two things go down, I think that's why it doesn't work. I think the culture and the desire to win and just having the guys in and kind of what they've been doing this summer, it looks, feels, and sounds different and in a good way. So I think if it doesn't work, it's because they fail at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.